I wanted to send out a message on Purim, but I was really not sure what to say. The Jewish people today find ourselves in a very difficult situation. Our hostages are still captive in Gaza. We still face the threat of our enemies, of Hamas, who seeks to destroy us. And we still face global anti-Semitism on an unprecedented level. So what is the message we can take from Purim? The message is very simple. The Jewish people in the times of Purim found themselves in a very difficult situation as well. They were under the threat of annihilation under the decree of Haman. But they had no one to turn to. They couldn't trust in the nations of the world because Achashverosh himself had been the one to sell out the Jewish people to Haman. They only had one address, and that was HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ve'ein lanu al mi lehishayin ela al Avinu shebashamayim. We have no one else to trust in but our Father in heaven. And so Mordechai gathered the Jewish people in a rally of tshuva, a return to Hashem, to strengthen their emunah, to strengthen their trust, to strengthen their study of Torah and their commitment to mitzvahs. And as a result of that dedication, as a result of that sacrifice, that wrought the miracle. That brought about that Hashem would bring the salvation to the Jewish people that eventually ended in the victory that we celebrate today on the festival of Purim. And so the same is true with regards to our current situation as well. When we look at our situation that the Jewish people face around the world with global anti-Semitism at unprecedented levels, when we look at the fact that our hostages are still in Gaza, we have no one to rely on. We can't rely on the global international bodies which are supposed to be the fighters of freedom and justice. We cannot trust in the United Nations. We cannot trust in the ICC. We cannot even necessarily trust in our own allies. We cannot necessarily trust in our own government. The only one we can trust in is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem Yisparach, Hashem Tamid Ohev Oisi. To know that Hashem only loves us and only wants to do good for us. And when we strengthen our faith and emunah and trust in Hashem, then we too will see miracles. That just as the plans of Haman were turned on his head, and that he was hanged on the very same gallows that he sought to hang Mordechai, and as that his plans did not come to fruition, so too, in the strength of our emunah, our turn to Hashem, our trust that everything will be good, we will also merit to see that all of our enemies' plans will be turned on their heads, and they will meet their downfall and their destruction, and the Jewish people will be elevated, will have the return of our captives, the return of our hostages, and we will be able to go on as a nation to growth, prosperity, to strength, and to redemption. Be'ezras Hashem Yisparech. And it should happen speedily in our days, that we should have no more suffering. And just as we had the miracles then, by Yamim Hahem Bizman Hazeh, we should be able to see open miracles happening in our times as well.